Virus vaccine. An FDA panel has just rejected a plan to make booster shots available to most Americans who received this vaccine. The panel has been meeting all day looking over the data.
Eventually, the panel said Pfizer did not show enough data about the safety of an additional third dose. They voted against the plan 16-3. This means for now, booster shots are only available to those who are immunocompromised. Again, this impacts just the Pfizer vaccine. We'll have much more on this breaking story at 5.
Good afternoon. I hope you are enjoying your Friday so far. I'm Chad Silber.
And I'm Lauren Coleman. Welcome to your 4 to 5. And did you know, so many ways to watch us. You can watch us on air, online, Fire Stick, Roku, and the WFY News 2 app.
Right, we've got a lot of stuff to get to today, so no time to delay. It's no secret school districts have been facing challenges from all sides lately. Keeping kids in the classroom has been the biggest one, but getting them there has been just as difficult.
Winston-Salem Forsyth County school officials say the biggest reason for the issue is because of bus driver shortages. The district currently has 87 bus driver vacancies, an increase from when the school year started. The district started the year with around 60 open positions. Superintendent Tricia McManus says they are working on several solutions, including getting charter buses to help transport students.
We have some very rigorous goals this year academically and just meeting the needs of our students, holistically meeting their needs. And they have to be in school for us to do that. And if we're the cause of someone being 2 hours late, that's a major problem. So let's think outside the box. One of those ideas with a charter company.
The charter buses will start running next week. They will be utilized to support school-to-school magnet shuttle runs.
It seems all local districts are hurting for drivers. Alamance Burlington says it can't run as many as 35 buses every day because of a shortage. Guilford says it needs to hire 68 drivers. Rockingham says it has 27 vacancies. It's really a nationwide problem.
So the driver shortage is very severe. I will say that for Baltimore City, we've experienced a driver shortage before, where we have had to use alternative vehicles in order to supplement our drivers to get our children to school. But I would say that this year is unprecedented. It's the first year that we have not been able to transport all of our students to school.
Sometimes I just feel like my best is not good enough because they're still late. And I'm not talking about 10 or 15 minutes late. They're like hours late for school.
In Massachusetts, the governor there activated the National Guard to drive those buses. In the city of Chicago, drivers got $1,000 stipends to stay on when the district mandated vaccines. There's now a clear bag policy for Winston-Salem Forsyth County school events. District leaders say this isn't a reaction to the Mount Tabor shooting, rather ongoing conversations about improving safety and keeping unwanted things out.
Number one is that if I'm carrying a clear bag, I'm less likely to put something in it that shouldn't be there. And that doesn't necessarily mean a weapon. That could be alcohol. That could be any other substance or item that should not be at an event like that.
Under the new rules, purses larger than a clutch, book bags, and fanny packs are not allowed. Medically necessary items and diaper bags will be allowed, but they will be inspected at the entrance.
A Triad nonprofit is scoring points with youth in the community as it works to build bridges for at-risk kids. We Got You Inc. is an organization that works with at-risk youth between the ages of 12 and 18 by providing mentorship and engagement opportunities. Financial responsibility and conflict resolution are some of the many challenges mentors are trying to tackle. Saturday, We Got You will host its first 3-on-3 community outreach tournament at the Windsor Recreation Center in Greensboro. Founder Russell Brereton says the goal of the event is to spread awareness about their organization and the services it offers.
They don't think they have any options, only because the box that they are put in. So we are here to open the box and let them know, like, it don't matter what your parents did, it don't matter about your environment. You know, at the end of the day, it's really more about what you decide to do with your life.
The tournament will go from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Participants can register online or at the event. We'll have all these details on our website.
We're getting new details today about a deadly drone strike in Afghanistan. The Pentagon says a drone strike last month did not kill ISIS-K suicide bombers, rather a civilian family, including children.
Officials reversed course in an update with reporters this afternoon. Initially, the Pentagon said Islamic State extremists were killed in retaliation for the deadly bombing at the Kabul airport, which killed 13 U.S. troop members. Now they say the driver of the vehicle killed was an employee of a humanitarian organization.
All right, time now for your 4 to 5 roundup. First up, Cone Health will open 2 new COVID-19 testing sites aimed at kids. One site will be at Greensboro Women's Health Care, the other in Reidsville, across from Annie Penn Hospital. They open next week and will offer testing appointments from 5:30 until 7:30 on certain nights. Cone says it's seeing increased demand for testing in children since students went back to school. Health experts say about a third of local cases are among children. Investigators have now named the fiance of a missing woman a person of interest in a story that's captured the nation. Family of 22-year-old Gabby Petito say they haven't heard from her in 3 weeks when she was on a road trip with her fiance Brian Laundrie. Petito was last seen in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park. Just before that, police body cam footage shows they were stopped in Utah last month after a possible domestic incident. The FBI has now joined the search. A Greensboro man is recovering after serious burns after an early morning house fire. Firefighters responded to the home on Homeland Avenue just after 6 this morning. First responders rescued the man from the house and rushed him to the hospital where he has third-degree burns. The deputy fire chief says the fire destroyed the house and they are trying to figure out how it started.
We've made it to Friday in this weekend. You know, the weather is feeling great, so let's get an update from meteorologist Tim Buckley.
Yeah, Lauren, still feeling sticky and summer-like outside. The humidity, the warmth, all of those things. It's going to be a part of your weekend as well. The one thing we will keep an eye on will be each afternoon, at least a small chance of a scattered shower or storm. Here's how I see it right now. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. Yesterday, if you watched this, we were telling you, yeah, there's probably going to be more sunshine today than what we saw yesterday. And that has been the case. And as a result, we've been a couple of degrees warmer than yesterday was. Now going into tomorrow, we're really going to be looking at more of the same. Partly cloudy skies, a lot of sunshine to go around. And if you look carefully, the dew point temperature is really up there. We have a lot of humidity to go around at the moment. And that's kind of giving us those not fall vibes. Instead, it's more summer-like action at the time. Current temperatures across the region looking like low to mid 80s from Winston-Salem to Greensboro, even Burlington showing out at 85 right now. A little cooler over the mountains, but not much. That's still warm for this time of year. Dew point temperatures, that's the humidity that we harp on all throughout the summer. It's still way higher than you'd like in the mid to upper 60s. We will work on that next week, but until then it's going to be a little on the muggy side. Eastern North Carolina has had a couple scattered showers today. We haven't really had much of that, and through this evening I think that chance of a rain shower will be low for our area. But tomorrow, take a look. In the morning we're starting out on the dry side, partly cloudy there. Then by the afternoon, see, there could be just a couple of pop-up showers, maybe a thunderstorm, and it's a similar case for Sunday, kind of a repeat performance. So both days, well, looking pretty similar. Mid 80s for highs, upper 60s for lows. Low chances of those pop-up showers or a storm each afternoon. Now next week, that's when that first official day of fall is, coming up on Wednesday, and it's funny how we time it out. Looks like a beautiful cold front slams through here, and we'll be a lot more comfortable by Thursday into Friday.
I love that. I can do it too. Yeah, not very good. All right, so the Carolina Panthers will host the New Orleans Saints on Sunday as your official home of the Carolina Panthers. We're pretty big fans here, but maybe not as dedicated as one triad man we met.
Yeah, you got to see this. Jerseys, bobbleheads, banners, you name it, and it's all a part of his collection. Decades in the making. In case you missed it, WFNY News 2's Luke Liddon found out the history behind the hysteria.
There's nothing like Panthers game day.
That's going to be a Carolina Panther touchdown.
But what if I told you the best seat in the house belonged behind this garage door tucked away in Winston-Salem?
Seeing the wall space over time shrink and the jerseys accumulate, it's been a wild ride.
At our old house, there wasn't room for any of this at all. So this came about when we moved in here about 3 years ago. And it has definitely been his life.
Paul Robertson's man cave decorated with Panthers memorabilia everywhere you turn.
Here's a picture of me and my son when we made it the first time on the Jumbotron together, you know, face painted, got to go all out for game days.
A signed helmet, Panther bobbleheads at each corner, plus game-worn cleats from one of the most impactful players in the team's history.
These actually are some that Cam wore on the field. You know, bright and neon, that fits Cam's style, so that's pretty cool.
Ever since the team's inception in Charlotte, Robertson started to collect jersey after jersey, autograph after autograph.
Over time, it's just grown.
Nearly 70 Panthers jerseys in total cover these walls.
You can pick one out, but the list goes on and on. I think it's cool to me to have jerseys of players that maybe aren't the most popular guys, but still contribute to the team.
There is one jersey, though, that ranks above all else.
Football was just a big thing growing up. My dad, he was a big Wake Forest fan. Growing up with Ricky Prohl and just in the football scene was pretty cool.
It all started back when Robertson met Prohl at Wake Forest when he was just 3 years old. Eventually, Prohl became a Carolina Panther, and the loyalty only grew for Robertson.
Just having a role model in tough situations, it brings you out of a deep hole sometimes, right? Kind of similar to how it is today. Ricky Prohl was my guy. Christian McCaffrey is my son's guy. Like father, like son. His room is now becoming the mini man cave.
Whether it's his son becoming a diehard Panthers fan or his daughter hoping to become a future Top Cat, you know exactly where to find the Robertsons every Sunday, hidden behind this garage door in a sea of blue.
Once you get it on and have it lit up, great team, good call. Beer's always a must-needed thing on football Sundays.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I've never seen anything. It almost looked like a gift shop to me.
Right, or like a team store.
Yeah.
Where you go and buy the stuff before you go to the game.
Yeah, he could open up shop for sure. What was it, 70-something jerseys?
Yeah,
I don't know, it was a lot of
crazy. And a lot of them were signed. It's possible maybe all of them were signed. I asked Luke, you know, how do you even think about how much that room is worth?
Yes.
I mean, you can't put a price tag on it.
What I asked during while I was playing, I was like, that looks like that cost a lot. But that's so cool, and I love how this is a way for the family to bond, like the daughter with the cheerleading, the son's room. This is very cool.
And I really like that that Ricky Prohl is his favorite player, because Ricky Prohl is a big Greensboro guy.
Okay.
He's got Prolific Park here, and he's working to help kids in our area. So, I mean, a great role model, and just really neat to see something like that. I would like to see it in person.
Same. Maybe we should take a trip there.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right, besides a full slate of football games this weekend, there's a lot on our air, including a new season of 48 Hours premiering tomorrow.
The first episode back follows the murder of Bianca Devins. She was killed in 2019, and investigators say the suspect posted pictures of her death online. The episode follows the dark online world that is now targeting the victim's family.
Then on Sunday night, Cedric the Entertainer hosts the Emmys. The show, honoring the best of the best in television, will welcome back an in-person audience at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles.
Are you a big viewer of the Emmys?
Absolutely not.
I'm not either. I'll watch like the highlights and different things like that. You know, everything is digital now, but I did see that they had Bridgerton on there. Is that how you say it? The Netflix show that was playing. Yeah. So that was a pretty good show. Any other shows you've been watching that you saw that were on there?
No, I haven't even looked at the list, honestly. Is that bad? I don't really watch award shows too much, unless they have a lot of performances. So I like to watch the music award shows.
Yeah, like the VMAs and
right,
things like that.
Yep, and the Country Music Awards, because they have performances on that. And I know that they do performances on the Emmys, but I like to see the musical performances.
Yeah, it's just a different type of experience for
Absolutely. Good luck to them. It'll be nice to see that they're all going to be back in person again.
Yes, that's very exciting, because it's definitely going to just be a different experience now for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, we're on Facebook. Did you know that? I bet you have never heard that we are on Facebook. Well, I'm telling you now. Come say hello. We'll be right back.
Sure hope you're having a great Friday. You made it to that weekend, and we're getting ready for that weekend weather as well. This may just be, I might jinx myself here. This may just be the last summer-like weekend that we have in store for us, at least for a while here in the Triad. I'll tell you why. We're looking at good amounts of humidity, these scattered pesky afternoon showers, maybe a thunderstorm here or there, and still plenty of warmth and plenty of humidity. Next weekend, I think it'll be cool, crisp, and very fall-like. So that's a little bit of a preview of the 7-day. Let's take a look at the satellite picture. One thing I wanted to highlight for you, here we are in North Carolina, but take a look. This is offshore. Yesterday, this swirling low pressure area wasn't all that impressive, but today it's had some bursts of thunderstorms around it. The Hurricane Center still investigating this. It may become a tropical depression or even a tropical storm later on today. They're going to keep an eye on that, and I'll keep you posted. We might see some activity on that at 5 o'clock. Cold front on the way. Sounds pretty good. It's not going to do much for us. So for tomorrow, we're still on the warm and muggy side of that front, and then it just kind of falls apart a little bit. So by Sunday, yes, it may bring a stray shower, but that's about it. We're still going to be warm and muggy both days for this upcoming weekend. The cooler, more comfortable fall air, that is confined in the Northeast United States. Humidity trends, here you have it. We're going to stay pretty sticky all the way through Monday of next week. Small drops Tuesday and Wednesday, but take a look. Just falling away completely. That invasion of cooler, more comfortable fall-like air, it is set for Thursday into Friday. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about our tropics, and we'll show you that 7-day one more time.
When you share your thoughts and feelings with someone, you're sharing an inside look at your life. Today, Coach Lamont explains these thoughts can be shared like a fountain.
Did you know that there are 3 thoughts that we live by? First, we live by the thoughts that prevent us, that hold us back. Next, we live by those thoughts that pretty much cause caution in our lives. And the next, we live by those thoughts that tell us to go. Now, it's important on a daily basis that we're constantly asking ourselves, which fountain am I flowing from today? And what am I offering to other people? When we're conscious of these things and we're conscious of what we're giving to others, it is our job, our responsibility to inspire those who are around us. So before you pour out your mind to someone or share your ideas, your strategies, and your thoughts, it's important to remember that you're giving them something. So what exactly are you giving them? This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best you day. I'll see you tomorrow.
It's one of the best times of the week here on the 4 to 5, where we take the next couple of minutes to highlight your good news.
WFMY News 2's Megan Maleris found so much good news to share.
It's time to hit the refresh button as you start your weekend. So sit back, relax, and just do a little reflection on life's many blessings. It can help you feel so much better, especially during challenging times. I asked you on my Facebook page, Megan Maleris News, to tell me something good, big or small, that happened in your life recently.
Michelle attended her first NFL game with her daughter and the Panthers won. Jeff went to his first Major League Baseball game in Atlanta and loved it. Rhonda celebrated her daughter's birthday, which she shares with Prince Harry. Curly is in West Virginia visiting his 97-year-old mom. Renee and her husband celebrated 21 years of marriage September 9th. They spent time at the beach making memories. Glenda turned 67 last week and has been cancer-free for 3 years. Jennifer finished her BSN and is so excited to have done it. Brenda celebrated her great-grandson's 2nd birthday and loved seeing his joy and laughter as he played on his new playset. Melissa said she ended a toxic relationship and now is rekindling her relationship with God and herself. Gia spent a week at the Outer Banks with her husband and friends. They placed 3rd in the Hatteras Village Fishing Tournament. Nadine got to play tennis, and Tiffany overcame financial challenges to get back her health insurance, so she was able to get contacts. She's so thankful she finally can see.
I just love hearing all of that good news. I especially like all the people that went out to those professional games and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just so nice seeing all these festivals and different events that's happening after several were canceled last year.
Right. So my good news isn't so much about me, it's more about my sisters.
Okay.
Big moments in their life. One sister this week moved from Tampa, Florida to Minneapolis. It's going to be a big shift in weather, but they wanted to be closer to my family in Wisconsin. So she wanted to be closer, especially since she has a new niece, so she can drive there. And then the other sister is getting married, and I'm officiating the wedding. And it's in 3 weeks, and so this week she and her fiance, we worked together on creating the wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
So big moments in their lives, but I guess that turns into big moments in my life.
Yeah, because
as
you're
well.
the older brother.
I'm the older brother, so 2 little sisters are doing their thing right now.
I love that, Chad. So
Yeah.
you absolutely win the award for good news this week.
There's no award. There's just good news all the way around.
Just good news all around. That's right.
We'll be right back.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
Happy Friday, everyone. I'm Lauren Coleman.
I am Chad Silver. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley is gracing us with his presence today. He is outdoors where it's a little bit more humid today, Tim.
A little more humid, but you know, so far so good. I don't have any sweat on my brow. At least not yet, right?
That's good. Well, Tim's going to give us an updated forecast for the weekend in just a little bit. But first, new this afternoon, an FDA panel has rejected a plan to make a third booster shot available to most people who received the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine.
A panel voted against the booster, saying Pfizer did not provide enough data about the safety of the extra doses. CBS's Natalie Brand looks at differing opinions on the booster.
Dr. Wharton voted no. Dr. Fuller voted no.
An FDA panel voted not to recommend Pfizer booster shots for people 16 and older based on the data they have currently.
I'd like to see more data before I would recommend it for a younger age group.
Supporters of boosters point to data from Israel, which showed severe cases sharply decreased in the 60 and over age group following the third dose.
If we had not started booster doses at the end of July, we would have come to the capacity of Israel hospitalization capability.
But some scientists question Israel's data. There's also disagreement on whether the general population needs boosters or whether it's more important to concentrate on the unvaccinated before giving third shots.
Before the FDA advisory meeting, the Biden administration had already begun preparations to roll out booster shots as early as next week.
Supply is in good shape for all Americans to get boosters as recommended.
Just this week, a group of scientists, including 2 outgoing FDA regulators, wrote an article published in The Lancet stating although the benefits of primary COVID-19 vaccination clearly outweigh the risks, widespread boosting should be undertaken only if there is clear evidence that it is appropriate.
It is not known whether there will be an increased risk of myocarditis, pericarditis, or other adverse reactions.
As the pandemic rages on, a new exhibit opened on the National Mall of more than 600,000 white flags representing those in the U.S. who have died from COVID-19. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Let's look at current vaccine numbers in our state. Right now, the shot is approved for anyone 12 and up. So far, 66% of that age group in our state has received at least one dose. 60% of everyone 12 and up are fully vaccinated. When it comes to new vaccinations, this week nearly 30,000 people received a first dose shot.
I want to show you an encouraging trend in one of our coronavirus numbers. It's among our state's hospitalizations. Today, the state is reporting just over 3,500 patients. It's actually the lowest number we've seen in 3 weeks. And the 8th day in a row, this number has been smaller than the day before. Now, here's a closer look at the last couple of weeks. Over the past week, this number has slowly crept downward, and I mean very slowly. Today's number is just 44 fewer than yesterday's, but it is much better than what we have seen lately.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Today, Alamance County deputies were called to Western Alamance High School to investigate a fight. There were rumors of a more serious incident spreading online, but they were just that, rumors. Deputies say a student scratched a hand on construction inside the school, but no other injuries happened due to the fight. The school was never placed on lockdown. School officials stress, do not spread rumors online about school safety. If you are concerned about a legitimate threat, call law enforcement immediately. Ford is expanding production of its electric trucks, spending $250 million to transform plants in Michigan and added 450 new jobs. The new F-150 Lightning truck is popular with more than 150,000 reservations for the new car. By expanding plants and adding more workers, Ford hopes to be able to make 80,000 electric trucks each year. Ford is just one of the many automakers now working to make an electric car more accessible. The annual Merle Fest Music Festival continues tonight in Wilkes County. The event got underway last night after a year off due to COVID-19. To keep festival goers safe, everyone must show proof of a COVID-19 vaccine or negative test result within 72 hours of showing up. This includes kids. The festival, which started back in 1988, serves as a fundraiser for the Wilkes Community College. Playoff baseball is coming to Greensboro. The Grasshoppers beat Hudson Valley last night, clinching a spot in the High A East Championship Series. Playoffs start next Tuesday with the Grasshoppers playing the Bowling Green Hot Rods. Game 1 and 2 will be here in Greensboro. Tickets are on sale now. And check out how the team is feeling. They tweeted out this GIF once they made the playoffs.
And that's great news for Hoppers fans. Their last home game.
That's the gift, right?
Exactly. So, you know, a lot of Hoppers fans I know were sad when their last home game occurred. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
The season always ends early. I know that Tim, big baseball guy, feels that too. But it's good to see that we're getting some extra time here.
Well, it's a bummer because if you're a baseball fan, you know, the majors keep playing all the way through September, and then the playoffs are in October. The minors end a little earlier, so it almost feels like you're shortchanged. But hey, they were telling me it's the first time they get to host in a long time, so they're pretty excited, and they already asked me for good weather. So we'll see if that can work out.
And what did you tell them?
I said I'm not in control, but I do think it looks all right.
That's good. So unfortunately, Tim and I can't go to Hoppers games because of our schedule.
That's true.
But maybe the boss will give us a day off.
Maybe we can report on site, do you think?
I don't think so.
I'll have to ask our producers.
How's the weather looking that day, Tim? Do you know?
Well, let's talk about it. Here, we're going to talk about all your Triad weather. Of course, we've got a weekend between now and then to talk about as well. Temperatures have been a little warm, you know, this week. Certainly no fall-like weather. Maybe not the best to drink those hot fall coffee drinks, right? 82 is currently our temperature, and it is plenty humid. We have a dew point right around 70 degrees, which means it feels tropical here in the Triad. Looking at your hometowns at the moment, some mid-80s to the south, low 80s to the north, 70s for the higher elevations, and this is coming to be soon, the mountains time of year, where everyone wants to flock up and see the leaves. Still have several weeks before that happens. Dew points, this has been the struggle today, 60s and 70s, making it feel extra humid. So it's not refreshing outside. No showers at the moment. However, there are a few in eastern North Carolina. I think we'll stay dry tonight for all of the high school football games. But for tomorrow, still keep an eye on the radar. I want you to use that News 2 app, refresh the interactive radar from time to time, because take a look. This is between 3, 4, and 5 o'clock. Notice how there will be a couple of scattered showers, and we should see the same thing going into Sunday. Both days having relatively low rain chances for the upcoming weekend, mid-80s each afternoon, and lots of humid air each morning. Looking ahead to next week as the Hoppers are playing those playoff games, still going to be warm, still going to be a little humid, just like we were back in the summertime.
All right, we're going to start this Two Wants to Know segment off with a warning because the latest TikTok challenge is just gross. That's the only way I can describe it, and I don't want you to be taken by surprise. The viral video challenge is taking place in public schools. The whole point of this challenge is to damage and destroy the school bathroom, but in a really, really gross way, and put it online for everyone to see. Now, again, the nature of this story is just yucky. You have been warned.
Feces on the walls, on the mirrors. One that I've seen is they'll take the soap and they'll dump it in the urinals. They'll just go to the bathroom on the floor in some cases.
It's so unfortunate that sometimes kids these days see something on social media and think that it would be a good idea to do in reality.
All right, so I warned you, right? It was gross.
Yeah.
Okay, and it lives up to it. The folks you just heard from are in Texas, but it's something that's going on really all over the nation, and parents and schools, they need to know about it.
I enjoy my job, so I'm not going to say what I think.
Okay.
But it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And it's stupid.
It's just going too far.
Right, I mean, school pranks are one thing, right?
Mhm.
And this is just not a school prank any longer. In
gross.
case you think it's not happening here in the Triad and that we're giving people ideas, let me show you this right here. This is a Facebook post from Northwest High School PTSO in Guilford County, and it says, children were held in their classrooms today because our school has been faced with a recent trend on social media. It goes on to say, students have likely broken or stolen something on camera for likes, because that's what the whole TikTok thing is about. What did they do? Fire hydrants are being ripped off walls. Students are wiping walls with fecal matter, and sanitary items are being hung up in the restroom. And at the bottom it says, we stand by the school and custodial staff of 8 that are having to clean up this behavior. Again, this is something making the rounds, and it is more than just a prank.
My only hope is that, like all other social media trends, this one will be here and gone before you know it.
Yeah, put it into this one, and you can get in a lot of trouble for doing something like this. It's
And I
criminal.
just think of the danger to yourself as well.
And your body, like,
all the bodily fluids.
I want to
and all
say
the
some
stuff.
more too,
Right.
but I can't.
Just gross.
Not on
Okay.
air.
There's a responsibility too on TikTok. It says that they're going to be banning these types of videos from its platform. Is it a little bit too late? I don't know, but at least they're banning this one and getting it off of all of the TikTok reels.
Can we go back to the milk crate challenge?
I know, right? And we thought that was
one
dumb
was
enough,
dumb, too.
right?
I
The
missed
cheese challenge, all these.
standing the broom on its end. I mean, what happened
Any of
to
those
that
things.
one?
Right, now those look good. All right, we're going to be going to break. We'll be right back.
That's new. If you need something like.
That's really, really cool. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. When did you guys get that?
Last week was the first week that it.
Yo, we are getting pumped for Friday football fever.
We'll have a lot of football coming up later tonight, but first, our game of the week is Southwest Guilford at Page. WFNY News 2's Amanda Ferguson is there now to give us a preview of the matchup.
We are getting ready for Friday football here at Page High School. This is our game of the week. Page taking on Southwest Guilford in just a few hours. But first, I am joined with Grady Sherrill, wide receiver. He's a senior. Grady, you guys have not played, you personally have not played Southwest Guilford. What are you guys preparing for tonight?
I'm excited to play them, you know. We got off to a kind of tough start in the year, so I think it's a good opportunity. It's like a new season with conference, so I'm really excited to get kicked off here in a few hours.
You guys are looking for your first win of the season, but you said, as you mentioned, well, those 3 games have been really, really close. What do you need to do tonight to get that first win?
I think for us, it's just about finishing in the second half. You know, all the games that we've played so far, it's been tight in the first half, and then they've kind of gotten away from us in the second half. So I think tonight, if we focus up after halftime and come out of the halftime kickoff and play like we did in the first half, I think we'll be good.
As a senior, you've been here now 4 years, going on 4 years. What is your favorite part of Fridays?
I think here at Page, I think my favorite thing is probably walking down the steps before the game. You know, it's really cool. We walk past the student section and we come out and run out on the field. I think that's probably my favorite thing and something that I'll remember for the rest of my life for sure.
That's awesome. And you got something new this year. Right behind us, that scoreboard, that video board is new. How does that impact you guys as a player?
It's been really cool. You know, the school worked hard to get it for us, and I think it's something that's going to be there for a while. Obviously, it's awesome. You know, they play videos before the game and during the game. Kind of keeps us going as the game's going. It's awesome though. I really like it. Yeah.
Cool. Well, kickoff is here at 7:30, and we'll bring you all those highlights coming up later tonight on WFMY News 2. As you guys can maybe hear, the band is about to get ready to practice, and we're going to show you that coming up at 5.
I like the sound of that band. You saw me kind of like dig into it a little bit.
I love being from when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I loved going to Friday night football games.
So did I. I was more the social person, not really there for the game, but just walking around, seeing my friends, going to the concession stand. And you know, the halftime show is what a lot of people come for.
Were you one of the people who, at the end of the game, you asked who won?
Yes, I was.
Because you were too busy socializing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was kind of the same way.
That's kind of still me now a little bit.
I mean, really, even just Fridays all together during school. You know, if you had a home game, you knew that there was going to be just a raucous crowd out at the football game. So at school, it was like, all right, let's get through this day so we can go to the football game.
And all the chants and different things like that. I miss high school now.
You know, you can go to a high school football game now. It's okay. Like
I know, but I just miss being in high school and having that experience.
I understand, especially around homecoming time.
Yes.
That's always the best time.
Love homecoming. Love homecoming. Well, we're going to switch gears now. The women's only virtual 5K is 1 week away. The pre-pandemic Cone Health's annual breast cancer event attracted thousands of triad women and large crowds from all over. It was quite a sight to see. Teams of survivors and supporters taking over the roads leading up to a women's hospital. We'll gather like this again one day, but for now, the mission to screen and treat women for breast cancer moves forward online.
This walk is important because it funds our mammography scholarship fund here at Cone Health and the Alight program. All of these funds go directly to help women in the triad who are either trying to detect or currently being treated for breast cancer. And it's an invaluable service that Cone offers.
From Saturday, September 25th to Saturday, October 2nd, you can walk or run 3 miles from wherever you want. It can be in the park, in your neighborhood, or even on the treadmill. Turn in your times online and you're entered to win prizes. The event is a lot of fun, but the goal is to save lives.
Screening means early detection, which means earlier treatment, which means better outcomes in the end. And that's really what it's sort of all about, is trying to get as many women's lives saved as we can.
Race Director Jill McAllister says race registration is down slightly, as it is all around the country due to the pandemic. Getting 200 more people to sign up before race day would be ideal. And the way this community comes together, I'm sure we can make that happen. If you haven't registered already, do it now. You can find all of the women's only 5K information online. Look for this story on our website. That's WFMYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
Tim, this might come as a surprise to some people at home, but I have seen you spend hours putting together your weather graphics every single day. It seems like such a long process. Is it?
It can be. I didn't know you were watching me so closely. I'm glad there's a supervision.
Yeah.
Well, we have all this technology, right? And so we can build some very intricate graphics to try and explain everything as best we can with our fancy technology.
And the technology is the opposite, what's in this week's Flashback Friday. Check it out. We took a trip back to see how our weather team used to share the weather forecast with the viewers. They'd have to write on a map of the area, both the temperatures, but also like the wind direction you see on there, the wind speed, current conditions. Tim even laughed yesterday when I showed him this, the barometric pressure.
Oh yeah.
Now this is Mark Combs presenting the weather to viewers. We had to ask on Facebook because this was so long ago, I had no idea who this even is. Yeah. Tim, and I know that you know that this is how they used to do it.
It is how they used to do it, and you know, as the years have gone on, the technology has gotten better and better, not just for how we show you the weather, but also things that we don't think about, like how do we predict the weather? So way back then, you know, satellites weren't even quite around yet. So when they got in there, our prediction got a lot better. Now we can see every cloud there is on the planet. We have fancy computer models that help predict things way out in the future, and that wasn't around back then. So it was a lot more guesswork, to be fair.
Could you imagine doing this the way that they did it back then in, say, a severe weather type of situation or a wall-to-wall situation? What would happen there?
You know, it's a lot of just reading bulletins back then and not so much being able to show it because the live radar technology didn't really exist either. So a lot of it was different. But the funny thing is, I think we could maybe look ahead 20, 30 years from now and we'll probably be laughing about how we do things today.
Yeah.
Things keep on going. They keep on getting better, and I hope that continues to be the case.
Well, let's see those fancy weather graphics you've made today, too.
Ooh, okay, I have breaking news, by the way. Coincidentally, we have a new tropical storm. This has just been named, and I was talking about this around 20 minutes ago. I said, wait until 5. I think they're probably going to name this sucker. And sure enough, they've been flying some Hurricane Hunter airplanes into this off the coast. This is New York City. That's D.C. Here's Norfolk, Virginia, way offshore, about 200 miles off the coast of Jersey. This is a tropical storm now. Winds have 40 miles per hour. The name is Odette. So we've already made it to the letter O in the alphabet. It's the 15th named storm of this hurricane season. Another very busy year, unfortunately. But the good news with this one is it really shouldn't bring any rough weather to anywhere in the coastal United States. The one thing to watch for, maybe if you're headed to the Outer Banks this weekend, higher surf and a better chance of rip currents. Again, we have made it to name number 15 now, running low. We might have to use that alternate list yet again this season. Hope not, but we'll see. 7-day forecast planning on a lot of warmth, a lot of humidity the next couple of days, and at least a low chance of an isolated shower. That'll be your Saturday. That's your Sunday too. And then going into next week, fall really is going to arrive on Thursday.
Breaking news in Forsyth County. Parkland High School is on lockdown while authorities investigate reports of a shooting near the school. We want to make clear, officials say there was a shooting in the area, not on campus. School officials say the school had already dismissed for the day, but went on lockdown as a precaution. Officials have not reported any injuries at this time. We'll keep you updated on this story, both on air and online. I have a couple cute ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3.
Hey there, Oklahoma.
Hi there again. 1, 2.
Versus their second case. Hey, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check 1.
Oh, you do?
Hello, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's time for my 2 cents. Fall is right around the corner, and I'm so looking forward to it. It's absolutely my favorite season. Number one would have to be the weather. It's not too hot or too cold. The leaves start changing colors, and the fresh breeze gives me so much joy. Fall also means it's time to pull out the sweaters and the high-knee boots. I was tempted to wear a pair the other day, but I'll wait until fall officially kicks off. Fall means our favorite pumpkin classics are back in season. Pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin pie, and pumpkin scented candles. Besides the weather and fall fashions, the season means so much more. Fall represents a time for transformation, a time to give thanks, and a time to gather with friends and family. I have great memories of jumping in leaf piles with my big sister after my dad spent hours raking them. Halloween wasn't a big holiday in our household, but we did participate in trick-or-treating activities from time to time. Thanksgiving was always one of the best parts about fall. I looked forward to gathering around the table with my extended family as we feasted on deep-fried turkey, stuffing, and baked mac and cheese. We still have a few days left, but I hope this fall is the best one yet. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFNY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We begin with breaking news right now in Forsyth County.